If I have to accept again, probably not. Good morning, everybody. We are gathered here today to remember the abundant life of Jimmy McPherson. Many of you may know who I am, but for those who don't, my name is Adrian Olivares, and I've been asked here today by my mum and Jimmy's little sister Evelyn to present Jimmy's funeral service. This may sound strange, but during COVID and lockdown, I decided to complete a few courses, and as of the end of last year, I'm a registered civil celebrant, which includes memorial services, much like today. My fondest memory of Uncle Jimmy would have to be from the Mead Fiddler in Rouse Hill about 25 years ago. Look, I wasn't old enough to be drinking, but Uncle Jimmy was. Look, Uncle Jimmy had a few, and I remember his brother sitting him down on one of those, those old timber picnic benches that they used to have there on the outside area, the outside beer garden. And let's be honest, he was a little bit wobbly. He was halfway through his beer and he simply started tipping over and he gracefully hugged the ground. Nowadays, there'd be, a responsible service of alcohol thing, but this is back then, not now. In true McPherson form, the boys took him outside to sleep it off in a car. Everyone else came inside and kept drinking because they weren't done yet. But that's the McPherson clan. My most recent memory of Uncle Jimmy was a couple of months ago when Mum and Dad had a lunch at their place. This was the first time I was introducing him to my baby girl, Juliana, and my wife, Angelica. He saw my daughter for the first time and said his hellos and gave her a kiss and a hug, and that's normal. He then met my wife, Angelica. She said hello, and he replied, "Well, you're a good-looking sort, aren't you?" He proceeded to look at me and simply smiled. If I was to describe Uncle Jimmy in one word, it would be genuine. Irrelevant of the situation, irrelevant of any scenario you're in, he didn't need any filters. He was just great fun to be around and genuine. I'd like to now pass over to my mum and his little sister, Evelyn Olivares.
Thanks, Adrian. I'm just going to share the screen so that people can see my PowerPoint presentation that I prepared for today. So thank you all for being here. I just want to share a few words with you about Jimmy and his time here on this earth, and say to you this: you can shed a tear that he's gone, or you can smile that he lived and was part of your life. You can close your eyes and pray he comes back, or you can open them and see all the memories he left. Mission Australia at Redfern was home for the last 9 weeks for Jimmy. Some amazing people working with him to help manage his sobriety. On a daily budget, he woke every morning with a spring in his step, as he did, and he headed to the Tudor Hotel each day to buy a long neck or 2 or 3. Then he'd walk to the park, find a park bench, and watch the world go by while savouring his hoard. Jimmy started working at Mar in his early 20s and trained as a curtain fitter, a job he truly loved. This was where he met his wife, Jill, and allowed him the pleasure of working in some of the most exquisite homes, churches, and public buildings, leaving him with a deep sense of fulfillment and achievement. His career path then led him to bar work in the local pubs at Randwick. This is where his heartbeat echoed loudest. Jimmy absolutely loved living in Randwick. He found such happiness, so many wonderful people. He spoke often about them, some of which are here today: Peter, Bingo, Greg, Michael, to name just a few. I take this opportunity now to thank you all so very much for being part of his life. Jimmy also spoke fondly about Alex, his travel buddy. Their adventures took them across Australia, through the desert, onto Thailand, Scotland, Ireland, and much more. In the past 10 years, Jimmy made his home on the Central Coast with Des and made so many more wonderful friends. This is where he longed to be, sharing a beer and a laugh with his mates at the Lakes Hotel at the entrance. I was there with him just 2 weeks ago. When I entered the pub, it was like bees to honey. He was surrounded by mates in seconds, people he hadn't seen for some months. I watched in awe at the attention and love bestowed upon him. The handshakes, man hugs, backslapping, with words of celebration as a beer nudged its way into his hand with gratitude. For me, this was a moment of absolute clarity as to why he missed it so much. Imagine you know for certain that we never lose the ones we love. For even in separation, the sweet memories linger. And in death, they continue to be loved and are with you always. There are mountains of memories. All you need to do is reach out and hold them close to your heart. Shelter them here, along with so many others we have lost along the way. Your heart can be empty because you can't see him. Or you can be full of the love for what you shared together. You can turn your back on tomorrow and live today, yesterday. Or you can be happy for tomorrow because he touched your life so intently. This is how it was. Time's gone by, leaving an indelible imprint in the memory garden. I so cherish those moments captured in time. The closeness of the McPherson family was a benchmark. Some of the happiest days of our lives as one clan. As each leaf drops, drifting away on a spiritual updraft, the memories are cherished. This is how it is today. Just 4 remain. Do we each reach out to hold each other close while we still draw a breath? The mystery of it overwhelms. Many dreams fulfilled. We now continue to live a life with our own families. As we all dance with a circle of life, nearing its completion, remember the earthly connection should not be taken for granted. Together, choose a time for laughing, a time to find happiness, and have loads of fun as the overflow picks you up and lifts your spirit. Farewell, our Jimmy. I just want to share with you a short video as we part ways.
Of all the money that I had, I spent it in good company, and all the harm I've ever done, alas, it was to none but me. And So fill to me the parting glass. Good night and joy be to you all. So fill to me the parting glass and drink a health whate'er befall. Then gently rise and softly call. Good night and joy be to you all. Of all the comrades that e'er I had, they're sorry for my going away, and all the sweethearts that e'er I had, they wish me one more day to stay. But since it fell into my lot that I should rise and you should not, I'll gently rise and softly call. Good night and joy be to you all. Fill to me the parting glass and drink a health whate'er befall. Then gently rise and softly call. Good night and joy be to you all. Good night and joy be to you all.
Thank you, Adrian.
Want to know how to get rid of your toe fungus for good? Then you must see this. Top medical doctor shows a
Thank you, Mum. Look, what a legacy, what a life. I'd just like to finish today with a short poem. It's only a quick four-liner, so I won't take too much of your time. When I am gone, release me, let me go. I have so many things to do and see. You mustn't tie yourself to me with too many tears, but be thankful we had so many good years. Finally, I'd like to thank you all for your time this morning. If you'd like to please stand and join us for the end of an era for Uncle Jimmy McPherson, or as the clan family call it, our Jimmy. We're now sending Jimmy's earthly body to cremation in preparedness for his spiritual journey. Thank you and have a great day.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Thanks to you all.